Right, well, good afternoon everybody. Once again, welcome back to the plot. I've managed to get up to date because, lo and behold, you'll be able to realise by the sound quality, I hope, that the wind has finally died down. Storm Korean has just passed over, well, the last 2 or 3 days anyway. And of course, I've managed to get up the plot this afternoon. And what I did manage this morning was to get a couple of bags of manure from the stables round by me. First chance I've had for about 4 or 5 days now, since the stormy weather. But at least we haven't had as bad as the rest of the country. Likes of Scotland and that, and Yorkshire really been hammered. But we've been really lucky up here in the northeast. Absolutely fantastic. But as I say, I managed to get up the stables and get some manure. So that's really one of the jobs I want to get done today, is to get the rhubarb bed covered. If you notice up the top behind one new greenhouse there, by the way, I've battened that down. I put a couple of screws in each corner down to the rhubarb bed so that doesn't shift. What we did manage to do, me and Roger got up in the 100-foot greenhouse which had been destroyed at the far end at the weekend. We managed to get up there and put a couple of new lats on it and get some new polythene on, so that's secure. I've got a lot of overwintering perennials that I had on the back borders here. I've managed to put them inside there, so at least I'll get a little bit of warmth and set them off into new growth. But for the time being, I want to get this rhubarb bed covered. You can just see the new shoots coming through there. As I say, it's quite early. It's only the second week in February here in the northeast. But what I wanted to do was to cover them crowns over, because as I say, it's really early here, and we can get frosts and snow right up until end of March, beginning of April here. It's nice dry manure, and that's what I like. There's a good bit of post smoke amongst it. So all I did, I took the 2 bags in the bed, managed to get all the crowns covered. There's some good manure amongst that, and I'm pleased about that. Plenty of manure, nice lot of straw amongst it. But as I say, my job for this week, I know it's been freezing cold, blowing a gale, but I've been trying to get out as much as I can. Get up. I've had work doing the polytunnels. We're going in there now because I've had to bring the dahlias in, clean the dahlias down, get them started to grow. The chrysanths, I took a load of chrysanths cuttings in the last video, got them to deal with, so there's lots going on at the moment. I know we've still got quite a bit of work to do in the garden. The shed here is going to have to wait until next week. Hopefully the weather will be clear. We've got Storm Dennis coming tomorrow, so it's a perfect opportunity to get up here, get the video done ready for tomorrow, and get it on live. As I say, there's lots to do. There's the dahlias to do, the chrysanths to do, and what I want to do in the next video is concentrate on some of the smaller seed. Annuals for the flower borders, the chilies, almost a lot of chilies off. But, I'll talk a bit more about that inside. As I say, the wind's died down for the moment, but we'll get cracking in there and we'll get there. I'll show you what I'm going to take down home when I've got this little bit lull in the weather. But as I say, I'm pleased at the moment with how we're getting on. That's that bed finished. We'll go back to stables tomorrow if it's not too bad. I'll get the raspberries all finished off. I've still got a couple of beds to cover there, and then the all important fruit trees outside here. Right, there's an apple tree right at the far end. I'll put a bit more manure around there. It just keeps them roots nice and moist. As I say, a couple of weeks time the sap's going to start rising in the plants, especially the raspberry canes. There's a little bit of green on some of them, so the sap's starting to rise on them. Cover them with manure, and I'll give them a good weeding out a couple of weeks ago, get the manure on them, and then at the end of this month I'll go around with a handful of sulphate of potash, and that'll really give them a good boost. It'll bring them into growth, and all the feeds there, the roots for when they need it. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. It's another job out of the way, another one done, another one down. As I say, keep on going. But we're going to pop inside and we'll have a look at these chrysanths and these dahlias, and we'll get them down on the heat. Okay? Okay, well that's a lot better. I hope that the wind's not going to be too bad. It's been horrendous. as I was saying, the real strong winds, it's been horrendous up here, but Fishwood, we haven't had it, it's half as bad as what the rest of the country has. Wales, Yorkshire, Cumbria, Scotland, even parts of London, really, really bad weather, but we've been fairly lucky up here. We've had heavy gales, we've had heavy rain, and I've just come in here now and it's just started snowing. Actually you can hear on the tunnel on the outside. It's just getting a bit heavy rain, but it's freezing, actually freezing the rain. So no, I'm glad I'm inside. I'm getting little bits and pieces done every day, and I'm over the moon. As it says on my Facebook page, I hate being idle. I hate being stopped from doing anything. So I just, I try to do the jobs that I'm capable of doing inside, and you've got that little bit of protection. So that's why we've got the polytunnels. We'll come inside and we can work our way in here, out of the worst of the weather. But that rain's starting to get a little bit heavy, so I'm hoping I'm not going to get it soaking on the way back down home. What I have done there, I posted on my Facebook page last night. I've got some seeds from John Murphy. Thanks again, John. He sent us a load of chilli seed up, chilies, peppers, and of course we're still in the skins in the fruit. So I flatten them out as you do on the chopping board in the kitchen. Put a slit down on with a small knife, and got all my envelopes ready. Marked all my envelopes. Had yellow bell pepper, had red bell pepper, Thai chili, and a red chili. I put them all up, all the seeds, nice little pile of each one. Scrape them all in the envelopes, and of course what I go and do, you guessed it, lick the envelope. God almighty, for about an hour, 2 hours last night. I was just I was having spasms, my tongue was burning, my eyes are watering, and I had to keep dosing myself with cold water to try and cool them down a bit. But it's just a daft trick that you never really get out of things like this. People keep telling you about chili seeds and pepper seeds just to watch for, especially with your hands on it. And it's just one of them things, I just thought, preparing them all, scrape in the envelope, your hands are up here, or get them out the lips, and it's one of the worst places you can have it. But, I'm getting over that. But as I say, thanks again, John, for the seeds. You can see the post I made on my Facebook page last night. Now, absolutely fantastic. I'm over the moon with them. Lovely and fresh, nice and green. Of course, I get the spraying every day. I've got my little spray in here, and give them a spray once a day or twice a day. Come next week, I'll be up here twice a day. I'll be up with dinner time for an hour. I'll be come back in the evening just to lock up, make sure everything's okay. The nights are getting later now, so as I say, twice a day, but I can spray these twice a day. And what I've done, I've sorted 6 pots out. I had 2 pots of each one, which was 2 pots of each variety. I took the cuttings, and as you know, the rest of the pots are up the top of the 100-foot greenhouse here. We'll get loads of cuttings off them in March. But these I want these for early flowers. I'll probably grow them on the tunnel, so I get a nice big show flower out of them. But I'm taking 6 of these down home. I'll put the lid on. And I'll tie it with some string. Get it down home, and then 6 of these will go in the heat bed, and 6 of them will start up here. Well, that's the ones that will start up here, and the other ones will go into the barra, and we'll get them taken down home. As for the dahlias, as I said last week, I was going to start on these dahlias now. I brought 4 of the tubers in, my favourite tubers, and as you can see by the size of them, it puts a lot of people off. Put these just on a little bit of compost, clean them all off, all the little dead roots and the little fibrous roots, cut all them away, give them a dust of yellow sulphur, and just set it on the compost and pack a little bit of compost around the roots, and just give them a light spraying. Very rarely I water my dahlias. All I do is just spray over the top of them. If you're going to water around the sides and in between. Don't water on the tuber, because 9 times out of 10 if you get water down the stem, you're going to end up rotting your plant. So just keep a spray bottle handy, and if they're a little bit dry, just give them a little bit of spraying. And they're in here, just up on the bench here. nothing special. Got the little paraffin heater burning away down there, which is, I'm probably just keeping this, I don't know what the frost stream mark, I'll just have a little peek. Yeah, and it's 50 in here, so I'm over the moon there. It's probably dropped out about 45 through the night, but that's fine. You know, it's 2 o'clock. I've got my leeks in along there, the pot leeks, which will grow nice and slowly. Chrysanths cuttings, and then in 4 days' time, I've got all my annuals to start on. Now what I'm sowing down home, I'm going to sow the chilies nut down home. It'll be for the next video, but they'll be going on to heat. They'll be going on my little heat blanket. I'll show you when we get down home. I've got a few pot tubers that I sorted out. This is one of the things I was going to do last year, but unfortunately, you know by now, with the accident and that, I couldn't get nothing done. I was way behind on loads last year, but I'm going to make amends for that this year and try and get as much I can crammed into the videos. Now, as I said about the Dahlia tubers, a lot of people think they're a bit too big for storing, but I'll show you a way. I'll show you when I get on home. What you can do with them is to make pot tubers, and the same with the chrysanths. Instead of having them big buckets like what we do, you can take cuttings into smaller buckets, smaller pots, and overwinter them just the same, and you'll end up with a little stool or a little tuber. But I'll show you that when we get on home, and I'll finish the video off down there. But I'm just glad I'm getting up tonight. I'm getting some bits and pieces done. I've checked the greenhouses again, just to make sure there's nothing going wrong. We have got a few little cuts here and there, but you know, there's nothing we cannot fix. I'm just waiting for that rain to go off. It's absolutely teeming down out there now. But that's it. This is the end of Storm Kyrian, and as I say, we've got Storm Dennis to go through on Saturday. That's going to hit with. But I hope it's not going to be as strong as what this one was. Trouble is, when you're in the polytunnel, and the sound gets affected greatly. So I'm hoping it's not going to be as bad. But I'm going to knock off, get myself way down home, and then get sorted out in the greenhouse down home. Like I say, I've got the dahlias to sort out, I've got the chrysanths to come to pour in the heat, and we'll have a little bit of chat with all down there. For the time being, I'm going to knock off. Listen to that now. Absolutely pouring down. So I'm going to hang fire. I'm going to just nip into the greenhouse, take a few of these containers in, because as I say, I've got a load of seed to set away in a week's time, so I'll be getting all my top sorted. These are looking a bit brown now, but I'll give them a wash. I'll bring a bit of bleach up, and I'll give them a good washing, because they're getting a bit tinted with the sunshine, but they've lasted for quite a while. I'm pleased with them. Right, I've got my gloves there, need my gloves. I've done the chrysanths, and everything's fine in here, so we'll get ourselves away down home, and I'll get that video finished up down there. Okay, so I'll see you all down home. Right, well, good afternoon everybody. Once again, I've managed to get myself back down from the plot. It's absolutely bitter. That wind is freezing. So I'm just glad to get back down home. It's really dark here. But a little bit of sunshine peeking over the roof there. I reckon by another fortnight, another 3 weeks, I should start to see the rise of the sunshine again. It's like being the Antarctic here. I never see any sunshine till the end of February, beginning of March. Of course, the house has been so facing in front of me, I lose all that sunshine. I get out of the plot fine. In between 2 houses, I'll get an hour of sunshine of a morning, and then by 1 o'clock next week, it'll just start peering over that roof for a couple of hours. So as I say, by the end of this month, I should be starting to get a few hours of sunshine. You can hear the wind absolutely howling up the plot. And when I was up there, I noticed a little bit of polythene had broke away, so I managed to have my drill up there, put a bit of lat on, and screw a bit of lat on it and keep that down. That's all you can do when the weather's this bad. If you have got glass, as I say, this is a glass greenhouse, but I'm lucky enough because my neighbour next door's got a greenhouse right in front of me, and that's taken all the brunt of that westerly winds that's blown across. From the north here, I've got 2 nice big trees behind us, so when it switches around from the northwest, I get a bit of protection from there, and if it comes from the south, I've got my house. So, you know, I'm pretty well sheltered here. I'm pretty lucky. As I say, I wouldn't attempt to work in a greenhouse in these gales if I didn't have this much protection, because you're never sure of glass coming free. You know, just strong winds and the damage you can do. So if you've got damage, leave it. Forget about it. There's plenty of time. Once the winds die down, I know the rest of the country's been absolutely hard. Wales, over the west, the lakes, Scotland, Yorkshire, and we've been really lucky in the northeast too. We've had a lot of heavy winds, some gales, some strong rain, but nothing is, you know, what really are lucky, just being a couple of miles from the coast here. Touch wood, as I say, it's really strong the wind now and it's cold, it's bitterly cold the wind. So I'm just happy to get myself back down home. Now what I managed to do, I managed to bring the chrysanths down, and here they are, the 6 varieties. I've left 6 varieties up there, and what I'm intending to do is to put these on the heat mat. Now I've got a little heat mat here, only a cheap one. A couple of people commented on the Facebook page the other night about it. I think I paid about £19 for this on off Amazon. Absolutely brilliant. It's about 18 inches, I would reckon, about 18 inches square. And it's fine. I get 4 trays, standard seed trays on it, and I get a little bit extra room, or 3 standard seed trays in a little corner here to put a couple extra plants on. Now I've got these chrysanths down here. When you put them on heat, just make sure you've got your spray handy, because you're going to need this. And what I'm going to be doing, and as I say, if you're on the heat mat, make sure you haven't got any holes in your trays, because the last thing you want to do is to have water dripping out your tray onto your heat mat. Dangerous. I know it's supposed to be waterproof, but it's a no-no for me. Always make sure I've got trays without any holes in, so they'll hold the water in. So that's that. The chrysanths are down. I've just moved off the heat bed. I've just moved the geraniums, which I mentioned there. And there we have it. There's the geraniums popping through. They've been in about 6 days. So I'm over to move that, and that's just been on that heat mat. It's just giving it enough temperature to let them through. Once they're through, I like to get them off the heat mat. I don't like to give them too much heat, otherwise what'll happen? Start stretching for the light and going leggy. They're just fine there now. I've got the controls. It's just open a fraction, because you've got little lids on the top there you can open and shut. I like to leave mine open a fraction, and then of course it doesn't get so much condensation in, because the last thing you want is condensation dripping down into your young seedlings. And of course what I like to do with mine, every other day, give them a spray of chamomile tea, and it just keeps them nice and strong and clean. So that's them in there, chrysanths on there. Move them home with them. I'm plodding on day by day. Now this is what I talked about with the plot. This little fella here, absolutely tiny. Now he was in this pot all last year. I took the cutting midsummer, and I just let the cutting grow on. Once I knew it was rooted, you always know when your cuttings are rooted, when they're strong growing. I just let it grow and grow. If you get a little flower on it, that's fine, just let it go. And what I did, at the weekend when I brought my dahlias inside, these were still in that pot, so I just knocked them out of the pots, and I cut all the little fibrous roots that surround them, and it's a lovely little tuber. That's what's called a pot tuber, and that's quite easy to grow. Now if you don't want to take cuttings off them, what you can do is just leave them in the pots and then plant them in your garden. When the time comes, April down south, of course May into June up north here for dahlias, because they're really frost tender. So you can just leave them in the pots, just water them from underneath, from a bit of moisture, and they'll start sprouting. And of course that's what we like. But I know a few of the lads will say, oh well, the bigger the tuber, the more cuttings you get from them. If you just want a few cuttings from a plant, or keep a plant as a tuber, put a plant in your garden, that's fine. You know, you don't have to take cuttings from it, just let it sprout away, put in a cold frame, get it nice and hardy, then plant it back out in the garden, and you'll get a fantastic flower from it. Just the same. This is one of my old-time favourites, that's Marigold. It's a really massive, lovely yellow and gold decorative dahlia. So I kept that one. And of course this one, unfortunately, I'm always saying it, make sure your labels, oh no, I feel the heat on the bottom there, it's absolutely amazing. Now I knew I had taken 6 of my favourite tubers last year, and of course this one I've lost the marker on it. But I'm not bothered about that. What I've done, exactly the same again. This was in this square pot. I emptied it out, cut all the fibrous roots off it, cut the top of it because it was about 2 foot long, just a stem, and then cleaned it up. I've got a good spraying, and of course a bit of yellow sulphur on the roots, and then replanted it with some fresh compost and all it's doing, it's just sitting on top of the compost there in the little pot. Now once again, it's a small tuber, so I'll get a few cuttings off there, and then that can be just planted in the garden. But I'll take you through it right through from the summertime when I start taking cuttings from the dahlias, and it's just an easy way for you to grow your own dahlias and for you to store them. I mean, when they're in pots like this, there's nothing easier than just turn it on the side when you bring them in, cut the tops back and turn them on the side so they don't get waterlogged on a bench in the greenhouse, and you can stack them on top of each other. It's quite an easy job to do, and they don't take up any room, as opposed to having the big giant tubers that you dig out of the gardens. That's a lot easier method, but it's one way of keeping them. And of course it's exactly the same with the chrysanths. If you take a cutting in midsummer and leave it in its pot, what will happen is you'll get a tiny little stool, what we call the stool of the chrysanth, and once again you bring it inside, you cut it down where you want it, and early spring it'll start spouting away little shoots. You can take cuttings off it, just like I did with the big drums up the garden, with the big black tubs. Take cuttings from them, or you can just leave it in the pot again and just let it grow on, plant it in the garden. It's just an easier way of storing your favourite plants without taking up too much room in the greenhouse. But I'll take you all through that in the summertime. Pot tubers and pot stools for the chrysanths. Easy job to do. Well, the only thing I've got to do now is to put the... And of course on these, I've had these for absolutely donkey's years. Probably see they're going a little bit discoloured. I like to wash them with a bit bleach at the beginning of the year. They're starting to get a little bit discoloured from the sun. I must have had these about 10 years, and a couple of chips on the corners, but they're still growing strong. And of course that's going right on top of them chrysanths. Now I've opened both the tops up because there'll be plenty of heat coming up from underneath, but I don't want them to sweat too much. I've given them a good soaking in chamomile tea. Last job to do, and now I'm over the moon. So I've got my dahlias on the heat, and I've got my chrysanths on the heat. Now the chrysanths that's up the plot, I've left 6 up there. They're fine where they are. They're getting a little bit of heat. They'll be a lot slower in rooting, but you'll get a nice sturdy plant just the same. If you haven't got heat, I'll show you. It doesn't make any difference. You can take cuttings in March and April, which is fine, and they'll root away in the summer, and it'll still give you a small flower back in the year. But of the stools I put away, and that's still in the buckets, there'll be plenty of cuttings that come off there. As the weather warms up, they'll start shooting away again, and then come March time, late March, I can go up and I can take another couple dozen cuttings off them, just to make sure I've got plenty of stock myself. So I'm happy with that. That's 2 jobs I've managed to get out of the way. I know it's been blowing a hole up here, but I've managed to get the jobs done I wanted to do, and that means once the wind dies down, me and Roger can get up there. He's been busy weeding out the cabbages and the garlic up the plot, so what I'll have to do is get a bit of nitro chalk scattered around them. I've done the ones in the polytunnel. We've finished all the strawberries off. We've given them a good garlic spray, so they are nice and clean. Well pleased with that. And what I want to tackle next time is to get outside and get the fruit trees done. So I've got the apple trees to do, I've got the peach tree to do, I've got the cherry tree to do. So I'll be heading back up the steels on Friday morning, get another couple of bags of muck, and then we'll get it back on the plot, and I'll get started on these fruit bushes. As I say, if you've finished all your pruning, get your pruning finished at least at the latest this month, because another couple of weeks time, once the weather warms up, the sap's going to start rising. So giving that cover of horse manure, keeping the soil nice and moist. It's keeping them warm, keeping the roots warm, keeping the soil nice and moist. And this is what they want this time of the year, because once that sap starts rising, they're going to start looking for food. You've got the manure, the rain's going to wash through, and of course what we'll do, we'll go around with a sprinkling of sulphate of potash at the end of this month, and that's a first summer feed, the first spring feed, and they'll love you for it. As I say, once the sap starts rising in the canes, in the trees, they're looking for that food, and if they've got it there, they're quite happy, and you'll get a fantastic crop from your fruit bushes. But that'll all be in the next programme. But I hope I helped you out again. Dahlias, chrysanths, cuttings done. Dahlias on the heat, ready to take cuttings. Fantastic flower, the dahlias, I love them. As I say, I grow quite a few every year just for cut flowers for the house. But if you want to take them on for shows, by all means, they're a great flower to show. A little bit more time taken, a bit more looking after, but they're a fantastic flower for the show. But I'll keep you up on how these are doing over the next couple of weeks. Once again, my Facebook page, lots of new subscribers on the YouTube channel, and of course there's quite a few of them coming onto my Facebook page. I just clocked up 900 members the other night, which was over the moon. I would never have thought that 2 years ago when I first started posting, or a year and a half. It was just a casual comment from one gardener saying, why don't you go online and show some of the folks what you do. So I thought, well, why not? And here we're nearly 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which will be I'll be hitting that mark this week, hopefully, and 900 members on the Facebook page on Jeff Foreman on the plot. So all thanks to you guys. I'm over the moon with it. I'm just hoping you're enjoying it, and we're giving a bit of help to some of the newcomers, some of the new lads that's starting, and new lasses, lots of new lasses getting plots. I'm over the moon with that. Great to see you. If you've got a small family, there's nothing better than to get yourself on the plot, get your kids down there, get them growing, and the benefits of that being out in the fresh air, not stuck up on a laptop or a bloody, what do we call them, tabloid. Get them out in the garden, get them growing, they know where it comes from, and of course, the best thing of all is the taste. Cannot beat your homegrown veg and your homegrown fruit. So get your kids outside there, and just show them what's possible. But once again, thanks for all the subscriptions, thanks for all the support over the years, and I say, I'm glad me and Rod just giving you a few tips of how we like to grow ours, organically as we can, pest friendly. We do get pests, but we don't use any chemical sprays. We try and get around that by different bits and pieces. Now what I am going to be doing next week, as well as the garlic spray, I'm going to be using a bit of baking soda. Now there's two or three different ways of using this, and it's a good organic way of killing off pests. So what I'll do is I'll make a couple of mixes up next week. As I say, why I only use a garlic spray this time of the year in the chamomile tea is because there's nothing out yet, or there shouldn't be. I know there's a little bit of caterpillar the other day, small eggs, but as the weather warms up, the aphids and that's going to start to come out. We'll be getting the soapy water out, adding that to a spray, and I'll do a baking soda, and we'll make a spray up with that, and I'll show you how to once again, bit of soap in it, bit of neem oil if you can get a hold of it, or a bit of olive oil, or whatever. You know, there's 2 or 3 different ways, but you make up a good spray. No chemicals at all, and it's friendly to the pests that you don't want to kill. That's the main thing. You don't want to kill the pests that you're getting into, the insects that you're getting into the greenhouse. That's going to benefit you with your pollination and whatnot. But we'll go through that in the next video. But for the time being, I'm going to knock off. Put yourself upstairs. Try this video out. If the front part of it's okay, because it was blowing a hole up there, I just hope that hasn't distorted the film too much. If it has, I can do it again tomorrow. No doubt the sun might come out and we'll make another video. But if it's okay, well, I'll get us online, and I'll see you all again in a week's time. Okay, so bye for now.